Hey everyone, Jermaine here. Today, we're tackling a universal problem: not enough storage space. Instead of wild engineering stunts, we're building sleek, sturdy wall shelves, an upgrade you'll actually use. No kids, no distractions, just you, me, and a step-by-step guide to get this right, even if you've never used a drill. No background music, just clear instructions and the satisfying sound of power tools. Subtitles are on, so follow along at your own pace. Ready to turn a blank wall into a storage masterpiece? Let's get started. Every successful project, big or small, starts with having the right tools and materials readily available. It's not just about possessing them, but also about understanding their purpose and how they contribute to the overall outcome. Think of it as assembling your team before heading into battle. Each tool plays a crucial role. For building these shelves, you'll need to gather a specific set of items. We're not just throwing things together, we're crafting a functional and aesthetically pleasing storage solution. So let's break down exactly what you'll need. First, you'll need your shelf boards. You have a choice here: pre-finished boards, which save you the hassle of sanding and staining, or raw wood boards, which offer the flexibility to customize the finish to perfectly match your decor. Consider the look you're going for and the amount of effort you're willing to put in. The type of wood also matters. Pine is affordable and easy to work with, while hardwoods like oak or maple offer greater durability and a more premium look. Next up are sturdy brackets. These are the unsung heroes of your shelving system, bearing the weight of everything you place on the shelves. Don't skimp on quality here. Choose brackets that are not only aesthetically pleasing, but also capable of supporting the intended load. L brackets are a classic choice, but decorative brackets can add a touch of elegance. Consider the weight rating of each bracket and ensure it exceeds your anticipated load. You'll also need 2 sizes of screws. Why 2 sizes? Because different parts of the assembly require different lengths for optimal hold. You'll need short screws for attaching the shelf to the bracket. These ensure a snug fit without protruding through the top of the shelf. And you'll need long screws for securing the bracket to the wall, providing the necessary depth to anchor the shelf securely. Make sure the screw heads are appropriate for the brackets you've chosen. Flathead screws are often a good choice for a flush finish. And finally, wall anchors. These are absolutely crucial, especially if you're not able to screw directly into a wall stud. Now let's talk tools. These are your instruments of creation, the means by which you'll transform raw materials into a functional and beautiful shelving unit. First, a power drill. A cordless drill is highly recommended for its maneuverability and convenience. Of course, you'll need a selection of drill bits to match the screw sizes you're using. Having a variety of sizes on hand ensures you can create pilot holes that are perfectly sized for your screws, preventing the wood from splitting. A measuring tape is essential for accurate placement and even spacing. A level is non-negotiable for ensuring your shelves are straight and prevent items from sliding off. You'll also need a pencil for marking your measurements and a stud finder to locate the wall studs. Take your time to choose a shelf material that not only fits your personal style but is also robust enough to handle the weight of the items you plan to store on it. Consider the overall aesthetic of the room and select a material that complements the existing decor. Ensure that your brackets match the depth of your shelf and, most importantly, are adequately rated for the load you intend to place on the shelf. It's always better to err on the side of caution and choose brackets with a higher weight capacity than you think you'll need. Wall anchors are absolutely essential if you find that you can't directly screw into a wall stud. They provide the necessary support and prevent the screws from pulling out of the drywall, so don't skip them. Ignoring this step could lead to disaster. Before you dive in, take a moment to lay everything out in an organized manner. This simple step can save you a significant amount of time and frustration down the line. A well-organized workspace promotes efficiency and reduces the likelihood of errors. It's a small investment of time that pays off handsomely in the long run. Before you proceed, double-check your list to ensure you have everything you need within reach. That includes your shelves, brackets, screws, and wall anchors. Make sure you have the correct quantity of each item and that they are all in good condition. And don't forget your essential tools: the drill bits, measuring tape, level, pencil, and stud finder. Having these tools readily available will streamline the construction process. If you find that you're missing anything, now is the time to pause and gather the necessary supplies. It's better to take a quick trip to the hardware store than to get halfway through the project and realize you're missing a crucial component. Consider this your toolkit for success. With these tools and materials in hand, you're well equipped to tackle this shelving project with confidence. Once you're completely set and confident that you have everything you need, we can move on to the next crucial step: marking the wall for bracket placement. Accurate marking is essential for ensuring that your shelves are level and properly aligned. Remember, a little bit of organization now translates to a much smoother and more efficient build later on. It's all about setting yourself up for success from the very beginning. So with everything in place, let's confidently move on to the next stage: measuring and marking the wall for your new shelves. Alright, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. It's time to plan. This is where the magic truly begins, where your vision starts to take a tangible form. We're not just slapping up some shelves, we're crafting a storage solution that's both functional and aesthetically pleasing. So take a deep breath, gather your tools, and let's dive into the art of planning your perfect shelving system. Remember, a little extra time spent planning now will save you a whole lot of headaches later. First things first, decide exactly where your shelves will go. This isn't just about picking a spot on the wall, it's about considering the entire space and how your shelves will interact with it. Think about the flow of the room, the existing furniture, and the overall aesthetic you're aiming for. Consider height. How high or low do you want your shelves to be? Are you aiming for eye-level convenience or maximizing vertical space? Reach is a crucial factor. Can you comfortably reach the items you plan to store on the top shelf? Are the lower shelves easily accessible for everyday use? Imagine yourself using the shelves regularly. This will help you determine the most practical and ergonomic height for each shelf. Don't underestimate the importance of this step. Comfortable access is key to a functional and enjoyable shelving system. And of course, what you'll store is paramount. Are you planning to display books, decorative items, or heavier storage containers? The weight and size of your items will influence the shelf depth and the strength of the brackets you'll need. Consider the long-term use of your shelves. Will your storage needs change over time? Planning for future flexibility will ensure your shelves remain useful for years to come. Once you've determined the ideal height, grab your pencil and mark the shelf height with a clear, visible line. This will serve as your guide for the rest of the installation process. Make sure your pencil is sharp for precise markings. To ensure accuracy, measure from the floor to your desired height in several spots along the wall. This is especially important in older homes where floors may not be perfectly level. Take your time and double-check your measurements to avoid any frustrating surprises later on. Speaking of level, it's crucial to account for uneven floors. Even a slight slope can throw off your entire shelving system. Use a level to check the floor's levelness and adjust your measurements accordingly. This small step can make a huge difference in the final appearance of your shelves. Now, grab your level again and use it to draw a perfectly horizontal line at your chosen height. This line will be the foundation for your shelf, so make sure it's accurate. A level is your best friend in this process, ensuring that your shelves are not only functional but also visually appealing. This horizontal line is your guide, your North Star in this shelving endeavor. It represents the top edge of your shelf and will ensure that everything is aligned correctly. Take a moment to admire your perfectly level line. You're one step closer to shelving success. Next up, bracket spacing. For optimal support and stability, measure in 4/6 inches from each end of your shelf line. These will be the locations for your outermost brackets. Proper bracket placement is essential for preventing sagging and ensuring that your shelves can handle the weight you intend to place on them. Once you've measured the distance from the ends, use your pencil to clearly mark those spots on your line. These marks will indicate where you'll be installing your brackets. Make sure the marks are visible and easy to locate when you're ready to drill. For longer shelves, you'll need additional brackets for center support. Mark the center of your shelf line, then measure out equal distances on either side to determine the placement of these additional brackets. The number of brackets you need will depend on the length of your shelf and the weight it will be supporting. Remember, precision matters. The more accurate your measurements, the more stable and aesthetically pleasing your shelves will be. Take your time, double-check your work, and don't be afraid to make adjustments as needed. If you're planning to install multiple shelves, now's the time to decide on the vertical spacing between them. Consider the height of the items you plan to store on each shelf and adjust the spacing accordingly. A spacing of 12-15 inches is typical for most shelves, but feel free to customize it to suit your specific needs. Taller items will require more vertical space, while shorter items can be accommodated with less. Using the same techniques as before, mark and level each shelf line above the first. Ensure that each line is perfectly horizontal and that the spacing between the lines is consistent. This will create a visually appealing and functional shelving system. When you're finished, you should end up with a clean grid of lines and marks on your wall. This grid is your blueprint, your guide for installing your shelves. It represents all the hard work and planning you've put into this project. Before you reach for your drill, take one last look at your blueprint and double-check all your measurements. It's always better to be safe than sorry. A few extra minutes spent verifying your work can prevent costly mistakes and ensure a successful outcome. Remember, careful planning now means flawless results later. The more time and effort you invest in the planning stage, the more rewarding the final product will be. A well-planned shelving system is not only functional, but also a source of pride and accomplishment. Now stand back and admire your layout. Take a moment to appreciate the clean lines, the precise measurements, and the overall vision you've created. You've transformed a blank wall into a canvas for your shelving masterpiece. Are you ready to make it real, to transform your blueprint into a tangible reality? The next step is where the real fun begins. Before we start drilling, let's find those studs. Locating the studs in your wall is crucial for ensuring that your shelves are securely mounted and can support the weight you intend to place on them. Don't skip this step. It's essential for a safe and successful installation. Strong shelves need strong anchors. Use a stud finder to locate studs at your bracket marks. These are your best anchor points. Mark stud centers clearly. If a bracket doesn't line up with a stud, use a heavy-duty wall anchor like toggle bolts or threaded anchors. Drill the correct size hole for your anchor. Follow the package instructions. Install the anchor flush with the wall. For toggle bolts, thread the bolt through the bracket, pinch the wings, and push through the wall until it clicks open. Tighten until secure. Whether using studs or anchors, make sure each feels solid, no wiggle. Safety glasses on for drilling. This step is the foundation for everything else. Take your time. Future you will thank you. Let's mount those brackets. With your measurements finalized and your anchors securely in place, it's time to bring your blueprint to life. This is where the project really starts to take shape, as we move from planning to physical construction. We're about to attach the brackets that will support your shelves, so let's get started. Hold the first bracket precisely at your mark, carefully aligning it with the pencil lines you've drawn. Accuracy is key here, as even a slight misalignment can throw off the entire shelf. Take your time and ensure the bracket is perfectly positioned before proceeding. Now, carefully align the bottom hole of the bracket with your anchor or pilot hole. This is a critical step, as it ensures the bracket is securely fastened to the wall. Double-check the alignment to avoid any issues later on. Using your drill, drive in the bottom screw. Apply steady pressure and maintain a straight angle to prevent stripping the screw head or damaging the wall. But don't tighten it completely just yet. Leave it a bit loose. This allows for some adjustment, ensuring the bracket is perfectly aligned before it's fully secured. This flexibility is crucial for achieving a professional-looking result. Now, grab your level and carefully position it against the side of the bracket. Use your level to make sure the bracket is perfectly vertical, also known as plumb. This is essential for ensuring your shelves are level and stable. Once you're satisfied with the vertical alignment, tighten the bottom screw completely. Make sure it's snug, but avoid over-tightening, which could damage the wall or the bracket. With the bottom screw secured, it's time to add the top screw. This will further stabilize the bracket and ensure it can support the weight of your shelves. Now repeat the entire process for the second bracket. Remember to take your time and ensure accurate alignment. After installing both brackets, it's crucial to check that both are level with each other. This will guarantee that your shelf sits evenly across the supports. To do this, place your level across both brackets, spanning the distance between them. This will give you a clear indication of whether they are aligned. If the bubble isn't centered, carefully adjust the position of one or both brackets as needed. A slight nudge can make all the difference. If you're installing multiple shelves, repeat the process for each set of marks, ensuring each bracket is level and properly aligned. This methodical approach will ensure a consistent and professional-looking result. Don't rush through this step. Precision now means perfectly level and stable shelves later. Taking the time to get it right will save you headaches down the road. Once all the screws are tightened, give each bracket a gentle tug to test its stability. This is a simple but effective way to identify any potential weaknesses. They should feel rock solid and secure with no wobbling or movement. If a bracket feels loose, double-check the screws and anchors. With the brackets securely in place, you've created the skeleton of your shelves. This framework will provide the support for your books, decorations, or whatever you choose to display. Congratulations! The hardest part of the installation is now done. You've successfully mounted the brackets, laying the foundation for your new shelves. Now that the brackets are up, are you ready for the fun part? It's time to bring your vision to life and transform these supports into functional and stylish shelves. Let's move on and add the shelves, completing your project and adding valuable storage or display space to your home. Grab your shelf board and rest it on the brackets. Center the shelf, measure the overhang on each side for symmetry. For extra safety, secure the shelf to the brackets with short screws from underneath. Mark screw locations through the bracket holes, drill small pilot holes, then drive in the screws. Make sure screws don't poke through the top. Repeat for each shelf. Each board you add transforms the wall. Enjoy the progress. Step back and check your work as you go. The shelves should look clean, level, and intentional. This is where function meets design. The room is changing before your eyes. Take a moment to appreciate your craftsmanship. Next, the final checks. Let's make sure your shelves are safe and perfect. Push and pull each shelf. There should be zero movement. If you feel any wobble, tighten screws or anchors now. Place your level on top of each shelf. Check left to right and front to back. The bubble should be centered both ways. Adjust if needed before loading up your shelves. Wipe down shelves and wall to remove dust and marks. Step back and admire your work. You built this. This isn't just storage, it's a testament to your skill. Take pride in your craftsmanship. You're ready for the best part: organizing. Let's make these shelves work for you. On to the final step. Now, turn your shelves into a showcase. Place heavy items on the bottom, lighter ones up top for stability. Keep frequently used items at easy-to-reach heights. Mix books, decor, and storage containers for a balanced look. Group similar items and vary heights for visual interest. Leave some empty space, don't overcrowd. Use baskets or boxes to hide small clutter. Experiment with arrangements until it feels right. Your shelves should be both functional and personal. Step back, adjust, and enjoy the transformation. This is your space. Make it yours. You've engineered both order and style. Ready for the big finish? You did it. A blank wall is now a custom storage solution. Thanks for building along with me. If you found this helpful, give a thumbs up and subscribe for more DIY adventures. Share your shelf stories in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Enjoy your new shelves. You earned it. See you in the next project.